This first song is called Jesus in Limbo, and I'm going to play this solo. And it's just sort of a Celtic ballad that I wrote a few years ago.
Cheap reverb.
Cheap reverb. We should write a song about cheap reverb.
Cheap reverbs and
cheap reverbs and low morals.
And stomp boxes.
Yeah.
Cheap reverbs and stomp boxes.
We're just discussing cheap reverbs and stomp boxes here on the boat on Cove Runner Radio. We're here with Blister Dog on the vessel Shearwater, Cove Runner Radio, on a Saturday down in the marina in Redondo Beach. Blister Dog consists of Merrill Collins, lead singer and songwriter for Blister Dog. We've been playing a number of her cuts from Discrepancies of Bliss on Cove Runner, and you'll hear those in the if you listen for at least 11 or 12 hours, you might be able to hear her.
Oh my God, 11, 12 hours of those songs.
On guitar we have Paul Gregory, who also writes for the band, and Drew Hirsch, who plays percussion and So they're playing every Friday night at the Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf on Pico Boulevard in West LA. It looks like it's across from the West Side Pavilion, so you can go out there and get wired on very strong coffee and enjoy their music.
It's been a very successful gig for us. We've been the three of us have been performing for about a month and a half now, and we're starting to get a very nice buzz. And we're actually been hired to do some featured guest artist work at Guitar Center and a few other places. So it's very exciting, building the following, and we do about a 2-hour set, so it's a lot of fun. We do a variety of blues and jazz and some of my originals as well. You know, it's a combination. It's really amalgamation of different types of musical styles, but we're really, the three of us. Paul is a songwriter as well, and so the two of us have been working on collaborating and starting to write some of our own material together, and it's been very exciting. Yeah.
You sent me a note about Johnny LeGrand's blues lectures
Right.
series at the Guitar Center.
Yeah, exactly.
What's that about?
In fact, Johnny LeGrand is a blues musician who had heard me play keyboards. I play blues keyboards for him. Sometimes he has a lot of blues jams around in the South Bay area. And he and I started talking about, what I was doing, and I told him about my band, and he had heard us, and he was very excited about what we were doing and our collaboration. And he started a lecture series at the Guitar Center, actually in Redondo Beach, the one right on Artesia there. And he's doing it on Monday nights from 7 till 10, and he has students that come to hear him, play. He's a very talented harp player, and he has a band there, and he asked us to come in as a featured guest artist to come in and lecture to the students about being in the music business. And I've worked in music licensing. That's great. So I'm going to do that, and then the three of us are going to perform a show there. So it's exciting. So we're hoping to do more Monday nights there. This is our first Monday night coming up. So
I'll be there Monday night.
Oh, good.
Your instrumentation, what does it normally consist of?
I'm Paul. I'm the guitar player, and I usually play lead guitar, and I play rhythm while I'm singing. I also sing with a band, and I play a Stratocaster through a chord effects pedal. It's fun, I get kind of nuts with the effects and
Definitely
have a good time. Yeah. Drew here is pretty
Drew, do you always play bongos, or do you have some more percussion?
Well, actually, I was used to playing in bands with the full drum kit, and when I met with Meryl, she had said, why don't you come down and play bongos? I had seen her at an open mic night and liked her style of music, and I thought, well, sure, why not? I hadn't really played much hand percussion. I was usually well versed in playing drum kit, so it was a challenge to go out and kind of learn how to play hand percussion, congos and bongos and tambourines and shakers. It kind of gave me a chance to expand my musicianship, I guess, for lack of a better term, because I was
repertoire.
I was rooted more in playing full drums, and so it was a challenge. And
so are your wrists atrophying now?
actually, I've been working out daily. It's a lot different. Yeah, you get so used to using sticks. I got used to using sticks. And so
really stepped up.
Hand percussion actually became very challenging at the beginning physically, because I wasn't used to using my hands. And after a while, after the calluses went away, got used to it relatively quick. And the nature of our rehearsals are pretty lengthy. I was used to maybe showing up and doing a 2 or 3 hour session with bands I had played with back in Chicago, and out here we're used to playing around 5 hours at a time. I mean, we time goes by, we work on music, and next thing we know, it's midnight, and we've played for almost all night.
Well, the strange thing about that is also we started gigging within the first basically week we got together. Mm-hmm. Which meant we had to get 2 hours of music together with the three of us quick, which meant lengthy rehearsals. And we just want to expand our you know, our horizons as far as music goes. So we try and take some time to learn new songs and
became
keep
a
it
habit.
interesting, you know.
I think also too the other aspect of it, what I really generally my goal is to be sort of a jam band where we can play for hours, and we do that. We actually have gone into a rehearsal studio where Drew's had a full drum set, and it's really been nice to be able to full out play, you know, because I play
It's
electric.
Nice to get loud.
Do you have a bass player?
Not yet. Not yet. We're trying to get ourselves just tight with the three of us, and then we're going to add a bass player. So, but it's really been fun because I have always wanted to play with a band that sort of believes in what I'm doing and I believe in what they're doing, and we seem to have a nice synergy with the three of us. And what's nice is, so when we rehearse 6 hours, it's a pleasure, you know, to do that, and it's fun, especially to go to Drew's place and be on the terrace and look out at the water.
The rooftop
The
jam.
rooftop jam.
Something else that's really nice. It's given me a chance to really listen to what's going on around me, because so many times in the past when I've been behind a drum kit, I would feel buried, and I've been in bands with 8 people, trios, you know, and playing where there's a lot of acoustic music happening, and both Meryl and Paul are feeding off of each other. I get to be more a part of that, playing hand percussion rather than being stuck behind a kit somewhere.
Yeah, it's really nice. But we do try and bury him as much as possible.
Absolutely, we try to we try to
shove
drown
him
him
as far
out.
in the corner as we can. And,
That's
you know,
the truth,
keep
too.
him away from
And
the
it
mic, you know. But
It doesn't seem to work,
he just hits harder. Dang it.
especially the cymbals.
I just want to be noticed, you know?
I've been thinking about you at 2:45 on a Thursday afternoon. I've been worried about you. Your brown eyes seem so blue, filled with hope, filled with fears, filled with tears, filled with sighs. I never thought love could reveal itself. I've been thinking about you at 2:45 on a Thursday afternoon. Turns away and I'm tired of myself, and I'm trying to get close to you, but afraid of my love for you, and I find that it is easier to breathe. I'll be your playgirl, you see. I'll be your playgirl tonight. Your wife sings sad songs, her enemies are on the line. Talks about all the good times, and the past it seems so fine. Filled with hope, filled with fears, filled with tears, filled with sighs. She never thought love could reveal itself. I've been thinking about you at 2:45 on a Thursday afternoon. Oh, turns away and I'm tired of myself, and I'm trying to get close to you, but afraid of my love for you, and I find that it is easier to breathe. I'll be your playgirl, you see. I'll be your playgirl tonight. filled with sighs. Never thought love could reveal itself. I've been thinking about you. 3:15 on Thursday afternoon. Hope turns away and I'm tired of myself and I'm trying to get close to you, but afraid of my love for you, and I find that it's easier to breathe. I'll be your playgirl, you see. I'll be your playgirl tonight. I've been walking the beaches. It's a place I know too well. Feel the sand and the sameness. It's emotional living hell. Filled with hope, filled with fears, filled with tears, filled with sighs. Never thought love could reveal itself, yeah. I've been thinking about you. 3:15 on Thursday afternoon. Hope turns away and I'm tired of myself and I'm trying to get close to you, but afraid of my love for you, and I find that it's easier to breathe. I'll be your playgirl, you see. I'll be your playgirl tonight. I'll be your playgirl tonight. I'll be your playgirl tonight. We'll be temporary soulmates. I'll be your playgirl tonight. For I love you so much I can't breathe. I'll be your playgirl tonight. For tomorrow we're total strangers, strangers, strangers. I'll be your playgirl tonight.
That's Blister Dog on Cove Runner Radio. You can see him at Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf every Friday night in West LA, down on Pico Boulevard. You guys are working on another album.
Yeah, we actually are. We're right. Currently, we're in the middle of we're about to go into recording. We're working on writing some new songs and doing some more stuff on piano. I've been really having a lot of fun playing piano with Paul and Drew and doing some more funky kind of upbeat songs. But yeah, we're going to go in the studio pretty soon and start recording a full album, and we're going to put that together. But it's been exciting because we're just right now trying to get the band tight, with performing regularly every Friday, and also we've been playing at some other venues as well. And so we're going to do that for about probably another month, and then we'll probably go in the studio and get into the studio and record our album. But we've got some tracks here and there, so it's exciting.
So do you have a? Are you guys signed with anybody just yet, or
Not
are you
yet.
working on that, or do you even care?
Well,
I've signed my name to many things, but never a record contract.
smart answer.
It's a very dangerous proposition
It's a dangerous
nowadays.
proposition, yeah. Well, actually, what we're going to do is currently what we're going to do is work as an independent label and have get management. I've got some people that are interested in managing us, and it's just a matter of getting the right person in there. My main concern, little plane there. Main concern is what I'd like to do is to be able to get some of our songs in film and TV, place it. So we're not to get into a record label would be probably a lion's pit at this point. So we really want to kind of keep our rights and keep things, on an independent basis. So we own our songs.
Yeah, that's what Cove Runner Radio is all about. Is why even have unsigned songwriters on is. You work so hard, and you still can't get airplay on most broadcast stations because they have prescribed exactly what they want played, and
Well, everything's
so this
owned by,
little
like Clear Channel or a major conglomerate these days. It's just like you can't you don't get the variety that you used to get because everyone's got the same program director. It's a national and international market that nobody sees the little local guy, and it's really hard to get a break. Which just is a corruption in radio today.
Well, I think also too. I actually worked in radio a couple of years ago, and I remember the
Actually, I think all of us have worked in.
I think
radio.
we all have. All three of us have. We have a commonality there.
Well, sort of.
But and I think one of the sad things about radio is the whole payola system, which still does exist, and it's really for someone who's a local artist. You can't give them $1,000 to play your song or give them brand new stereo equipment and all that. I think that generally my feeling about it is that it's always better to stay on an independent basis because you have more artistic freedom, and even if I did get signed to a major label, I would insist on it, having worked in music licensing. But no, I would much rather be on a smaller label where I have rights, and I think three of us are really committed to keeping a creative medium for ourselves.
And have control over your art. Also have control over your life, so that you can perform when you want. They're going to want you to perform. They're going to want certain productivity out of you. At least you can control that amount. You can sell the CDs where you go. You can
absolutely
create your own tour schedule and everything else. You may not be rich and famous, but you definitely can, and you never know.
Well,
the only thing they've got that you don't have as an independent is distributorship, and that can be purchased. I would think
you can get distributorship. I've known artists that have actually gotten great distribution deals, and they've been able to go out and in the marketplace, and they have their own independent label. I mean, for instance, Annie DeFranco has that with Righteous Babe Records, and she's been very successful. And I think, to me, really the most important thing is to create a creative environment, and that's always the most important. Because once you get into the corporate aspects, it can stifle you.
Yeah, Dave Matthews actually, they started off licensing their own records, and they didn't have a distributorship really at all, but they ended up winning in the end. They just had the talent, they got the following, they worked their asses off, and that's what it takes.
I think a lot of it too is my general sense is that record labels would come after you. It's sort of like the premise of the popular kid in school. They want to be, everyone wants to be with the popular kid. And I think when you start building a following, you're building your own.
I still do, actually.
Paul, you're the popular kid in this group. We're just the wallflowers. Because Halloween night, I was the goth wallflower. Yeah. We all went out for Halloween. We had a good time.
And Drew was the man, but we won't talk about that.
We won't talk about that. The three of us were like goon dogs out there. Yeah. But I think generally, yes. I mean, in the sense that Dave Matthews is a good example, and Annie DeFranco as well. These are artists that I very much respect, and I think in today's market, you really have to create your own energy flow and the own momentum, because people will follow you. And I think we actually are starting to get a following, which is kind of neat, because we have a couple of different types of people. We've oftentimes, after our show, people will sign up for a mailing list and say, gosh, I really love your songs, and we'll kind of get feedback from them, and it's really starting to flow. And I'm sure that people, more and more people will come to us, and what's exciting about it to me is that's how it really works. It's, Bob Dylan, who is a genius as a songwriter, started out in coffee houses, and not that I'm putting myself on that level, because God almighty, he's a genius. But
you taught him everything he knows.
Well, I taught Bob a lot, Yeah, I taught him how to be a man, Well, okay, we won't get there.
My.
Oh, this is
How to sing in English? Or,
how to sing in English.
Well, we can't talk about that.
I can't talk about that on the radio. I'm all tangled up in blue. Here we are on the Cove Runner radio. Here we are on the pirate's deck with Noel and Diane. The pirates of Redondo Beach. We are three captive English people. We have gold in our pockets. That wasn't on the air, was it? Oh, no!
I thank Blister Dog for coming down to Cove Runner Radio. You're what makes our station a little more interesting.
Thank you.
It's great being on your boat, man.
Yeah,
so much
this
fun.
Is excellent out
We're
here
enjoying
on the
this.
boat.
For all you listeners that don't know,
Are you going to be able to hang on to the railing after you get off?
Yeah, it's very soothing. It really is. It's nice to sing a
See,
song.
I appreciate you being here, because having you three on the port side, all this weight, normally the boat's over about 2-3 degrees on the starboard. So, just for these few minutes, I have this equilibrium, and I really appreciate you coming down just for that.
Well,
that's
that's what we're here for.
That's why
We
I
wanted to do
work out
that.
for you,
You can plug in another song, and we'll just
Sure.
roll it off. They're going to play us another song. What's the name of the song?
This is called Cinderella, and it's about Cinderella walking off the cinema screen in New York. I'm from New York, actually, and this is for all you New York listeners. And it's about her jumping off the screen and wanting to be like a modern woman, but she doesn't quite fit in. So it goes something like this. Cinderella, I came walking off the cinema screen. Girls try to trip her, boys try to arouse her. A vibration of this animation illuminates the New York streets. Wanna know how she's an angel. I wanna find her, tell the truth about this fairy tale of our youth and all the passion played that intrigues girls' lives. She's a game of love and sweet surprises. Cinderella, I came walking down an alley alone. Cats scurry by her. The garbage is at her ankles. A temptation of this animation is to fall in love with my man. Wanna know now she's an angel. I wanna find her, tell the truth about this fairy tale Now the passion flame intrigues girls' lives. She's a game of love and sweet surprises. Is to symbolize what a woman wants to be. A conclusion of this animation. Everybody's moving too fast. Wanna know now she's an angel. Passion flame intrigues girls' lives. She's a game of love and sweet surprises. Cinderella, 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 Cinderella.
That was Blister Dog on Cove Runner Radio. Go out to the Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf when you're in Los Angeles on Friday nights, 8 o'clock. And take a listen to Blister Dog with Merrill Collins, Paul Gregory, and Drew Hirsch. And thank you for coming down to the boat and playing some of your music for us.
Thank you so much for letting us play. It was fun to see you and meet your boat.
Thanks for being a great host.
And your dog.
And your dog.
Yeah.
Being a great, I was supposed to give you coffee or Coke too, you know, and I didn't even do it.
No, don't worry about it.
Hey, we got off Coke.
We're not doing Coke anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Normally,
Just
anytime
natural
you
things.
get us in for a session, mounds and mounds.
Chocolate. Chocolate works
I'm
beautifully.
sorry, I ate it all.
Nice.
Anyway, thank you very much.
Thank
We'll
you
get back
so
to the
much.
music.
Thanks, Noel.
And you're listening to Cove Runner Radio on Live365.com.